That's evidence. You never know.
So it started.
Even with you who are like the expert, I think you can teach them this software. The guys who made it. You know so much about it now.
Okay, we'll get rolling. Whatever gets recorded is Lord's mercy. ये iPad चालू किया.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Started.
So today I'll be giving class Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, 10th chapter, verses 10 till 31.
So it's supposed starting at 10:20 about, so we end at 11:05, right?
Yes,
40 minutes and then 5 minutes.
based on the
question
teachings
answers.
of His Grace Bhakti, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, seeking the blessings of Guru Gauranga and all assembled Vaishnavas. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswati vyasam tato jayam mudiraye nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. So there are like 10 till 31, there are 21 verses and maybe there are 21 minutes. So we won't get into the Sanskrit. And there are around 70 slides. After separating the different universes, the gigantic universal form of the Lord, Mahavishnu, which came out of the causal ocean, the place of appearance of the first Purusha Avatara, entered into each of the separate universes, desiring to lie on the created transcendental water, Garbhodaka. So in the purport, Prabhupada talks about this is about creation, right? Why do we want to talk about Lord's Leelas, about creation and destruction and all of that? Why don't we get into the Vrindavan Leelas, right? That question may get asked. The Vrindavan Leelas, the question is, are we ready for Vrindavan Leela? Are we qualified? That is the question. And now Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, no, we are not ready. For people who are materially attached, for them, creation of the universe or destruction of the universe, or if for that matter, even yoga, which is connected with bodily fitness, bodily health, living good life, people are more attached to that. And that is one. And the second thing is this: lots of universal laws exist. We need to also talk about the lawmaker. So that is why Srimad Bhagavatam talks about the creation of the world, destruction of the world. Because people are attached. 2, people are not ready for the Vrindavan Leela. 3, from that they learn that, oh, behind all these laws and manifestation, there is a lawmaker. There is somebody who made it. So these are the 3 reasons why these Leelas are also to be enjoyed. They are also transcendental about how Lord creates this world. Some people may find that it is not so cool or interesting, but they are meant for people at that level. And when I say yoga is at a bodily level, Purport talks about it. The way Nritya Gauranga Prabhu covers yoga is at the end of the yoga session, he covers the fact that yoga is meant to stabilize your body and mind so that you can use it in the service of the Lord. So and then takes people to chanting of the mantra. So the way we do it in our temple is complete. So we see lots of physical laws in the world. I mean, I'm now converting this purport into the graphics. The God particle, the Gibson's research that is happening, the collider. They're trying to create a human-like robots for war machine and all of that. Interesting enough, the more I read the scientific news, it just confirms the more we read from Shastras. For example, I read an article, and this photo is from that article, where all the astronauts who go to the space, they face long-term medical issues.
Okay.
Human body is not made for space. All kinds of issues, because lack of gravity and lack of pressure, all kinds of issues that they face rest of their life, which just confirms what Prabhupada told us, that in order to go to other planets, you need to have the right body. You can't just push your this physical body into that space.
No.
There are scientific websites like BBC and all that even given a report about on Saturn and Jupiter there is a shower of diamonds. And so this photo is from that there is a shower of diamonds happening on Jupiter. And so effectively when we read in Shastras or Srimad Bhagavatam about how there is an ocean of milk, ocean of sugar, and everything is so opulent somewhere else, and we can't relate with that. But when we see that the scientific websites are themselves talking about it, then it is a confirmation that okay, so there is a scientific way to look at it also. Prabhupada says blind scientists forget the lawmaker. They just look at but the Srimad Bhagavatam brings out the lawmaker, and that's the difference between the devotees and non-devotees. The non-devotees look at what is happening and get bewildered with that, right? But an intelligent person looks at the person behind the whole system. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly covers this. Maya Dakshina Prakrita Suyate Sa Characharam. The material nature full of physical laws is one of my different energies. So Krishna says this is just one of my energy, which people get fully bewildered with. And even when Krishna, so usually people are getting bewildered in Krishna's creation. Even if Krishna was appearing in front of them, they will still not be able to appreciate Krishna. What are the good examples? The good examples are Duryodhana, Shishupal. When Krishna was here and they couldn't appreciate Krishna as God, they were still bewildered. And same is with Stephen Hawking or those kind of scientists. Just through speculation, they want to keep proposing that God does not exist. When they can actually see that, when the person is moving around and the person dies, and suddenly all the matter now behaves like matter. But when there is a soul present in the matter, then the matter is defying the natural laws of matter. For example, matter is supposed to naturally disintegrate. But how a baby is born or life is born, the matter comes together. And they can't explain that how this matter is behaving different than how usually matter behaves. And still they try to keep pushing that philosophy that God does not exist, nobody made this, it must be on its own. And they keep creating examples of why. And the best way to describe them, as Prabhupada calls them, is men with poor fund of knowledge. Very accurate description of what it is. And foolishly they decry the existence of God, taking it for granted that the physical laws are independent without any metaphysical control. Generally, they consider the infinitesimal or infinite features of the Lord because they are unable to do that. So usually people, if you are general people who, okay, maybe I believe in God, God is something unlimited, big, powerful, something. Why? They can do it, that's why. And that's why when that infinite personality comes as a person, they can't appreciate that. But when Krishna comes as a person, what Krishna does is, he does things which are extraordinary. And how that is so, at the age of 7, he can lift a big mountain. I mean, the Govardhan that we see today is very much shrunk. It's shrinking over a period of time. Right? In Krishna's times, 5,000 years back, it was huge. And it was the biggest. It was Giriraj. And, fighting with Trunavarta, killing him so easily, taking a ride with him, making a joke out of it. Right? Or Putana, when she died, she was 7 miles long, and Krishna didn't become bigger, or he didn't went to jungle to gain some yoga, like lots of gurus do that nowadays, to gain the power. He was just a baby, and he just sucked her life out of her. And even Krishna didn't suck the life out of her, or he didn't suck the poison. How? When I went to Vrindavan and Dinabandhu Prabhu, Dinabandhu Prabhu, he was giving little class. He just took us on a private parikrama, and he said, within Krishna exist all energies. Right? So he invited Shiva to come and suck the poison. Right? And then he would invite Yamraj to take the life. So he didn't do anything. He just enjoyed the bhava of Putana who wanted to feed the baby. And because Krishna only enjoyed that bhava, he gave her the Yashoda's position, Yashoda Maya's position, because he only looked at that. All other things are done by his energies. He doesn't have to get into the details. The most wonderful manifestation of Lord's power is exhibited when the infinite Lord becomes visible to our eyes as one of us. Yet his activities are different. Now, Prabhupada also talks about this. such a mudhas, right? They can also become devotees if they can listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. If they come in contact with pure devotees like Harivilas Prabhu, then these mudhas can also become devotees. That is the power.
That is the best slide I ever seen in Bhakti Vaibhav.
Now,
Okay.
now this slide is little off, so I can show you. There is a two-way arrow.
Yes, sir.
Let me just explain it to you. So this is a two-way arrow here, and if you do devotional service, you become a devotee. But you know what? If you do offenses, then you come back to this. So you can go back and forth as you like, and that is why we see, like a cyclic, people take up devotional service very seriously. Then they want to get into, say, Guru Groupism. Then they start doing offenses. Then the next thing is they can chant. Then their desires get overwhelm them, and then they fall down. So these cycles we see. So this is a back and forth. It is not a one-way cycle. You can come back anytime.
You can pick it.
And Krishna talks about it in Bhagavad Gita. That Supreme Person is not impersonal. Sorry, Srimad Bhagavatam. The next one. So that Supreme Person is not impersonal and therefore is distinctively a Nara, a person or person. Therefore, the transcendental water created from the Supreme Nara is called as Nara. And because he lies on that water, he is known as Narayana. So I had little different understanding of Narayana as a word, how it breaks down, and I thought it is a location or where the whole existence can rely, or Narayana. Ayana is like a place, and Nara is all souls can rest on that. That's how I understood Narayana. But first time it's clarified to me that it's different. It's Nara, and then Narayana. One should definitely know that all material ingredients, activities, time and modes, and the living entities who are meant to enjoy them all exist by His mercy only. And as soon as He does not care about them, everything becomes non-existent. Here, Srimad Bhagavatam is talking about the universe is getting created and destroyed, right? And in purport, Prabhupada talks about is you can enjoy along with Lord if you participate in Lord's enjoyment, right? So the enjoyer and the enjoyed both participate in enjoyment, but diluted by the illusory energy, the living entities want to become the enjoyer like the Lord, although they are not meant for such enjoyment. So we have the simple choice of participating in Lord's enjoyment, and it is completely blissful. And in one of the classes, Gauranga Prabhu says that it is free to go to God. It's free to go to spiritual world. Why? Dancing is free, singing is free, and even the prasadam is free. Right? But to go to hell, you have to buy your way. You have to buy the meat, you have to buy the alcohol, you have to buy the cigarettes, you have to buy the weapons, you have to commit crime. So you have to pay to the lawyer. So there is so much hardship in going to the hell, and it is free to go back to
But
God.
people like the endeavor, they think they're doing something in life.
Yeah. And look at the ecstasy of these devotees. And this happiness cannot be bought with anything material. And last Saturday, we went for a book distribution in Saturday with Harivilas Prabhu. I went. And look at the happiness, the Sanskriti and the small kids, when they're doing that service, they are like just flowing with happiness. And when they look at Harivilas Prabhu, they just look at Harivilas Prabhu like how Prabhupada's disciples looked at Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Nothing less. They're like, Harivilas Prabhu is coming. Now,
Yeah.
where does that love come from? It comes from the fact that they are relishing that enjoyment when they are around Harivilas Prabhu, when they see him, when they
Yeah.
hear him, they are enjoying to that level. So they're getting that blessing. And the reason for that is they're submitting. We have our holdbacks, logic, reason, rational,
Schedule.
Yeah.
what else we have heard, what else we have read. So we're holding back. That's why we're not relishing. Therefore, the living entities never are the Purushas or the factual enjoyers. So, and that is why so many people try to become God. Some people try to use Mayavad, impersonalism. Some people just want to get materially powerful, like appropriate demons like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu and all that. But even in the current era, in front of our eyes, in current generation, we have seen that Mr. Saddam Hussein, he had golden taps, not golden taps, taps made of gold in hundreds of palaces around the country. And he would go and live anywhere, and the kind of Aishwarya and Upabhava he did, it was unparalleled. Like one person enjoying so much. What was the result? Last few days of his life, he was hiding in a rat hole, literally hole in the ground. All he had was a pan to cook or something, and somebody was throwing him food from the hole. And the way he was caught and the way he was killed, it just explains that we really are not supposed to be the controller of the
Even
universe.
Gaddafi
Yeah.
from Libya, I think, was Libya. So when I used to read about these pastimes of the demons where they captured so many women and they're enjoying with them, and actually when I read about Gaddafi, he also had so many women in his place and he would enjoy with them. And then this person was in the rat hole, that person was in that pipe, water concrete pipes that you have.
So sometimes the law of karma will catch you 50 times later, 50 lifetimes later. But sometimes the law of karma will catch you right there.
Yeah.
So the wise people can see the action reaction. And not just that, in the material world, the spirit of enjoyment of the living entities by the dint of their own actions gradually fades away. So even if you go to Swarga and enjoy the heavenly pleasures, at the end of it, what is a falling star? At least in the device class, Radha Gopinath Prabhu clearly calls out that falling stars are the demigods who are getting kicked out of Swarga, because Swarga is not a Martya Loka. You cannot die over there. So what happens at the point of death? You are kicked out of Swarga. When you are kicked out of Swarga, you are that falling star that is falling. Now, demigods are supposed to give you something every time you ask them, right? So that's why when you see a falling star, people make a wish. Marte marte kuch to de dega. He'll give something even while dying, hopefully. Now, next is in one of the Srimad Bhagavatam classes I heard that when that demigod or that soul who was demigod is now falling back to the earth, in that intermediary levels, there are lots of types of powerful demons who try to swallow them. And it is so fearful situation that that person leaves the body because of the fear of those yakshas and rakshasas trying to eat them. Extremely scary situation. So it's kind of a contrast with what we hear about heavenly planets, because the end is deadly. And even Lord Indradev, you may spend 10,000 years and then fall down to earth back again, right? What happens in between? In the Swarga, you do some offense. Lord Indra also took a life of a hog. And Lord Indra, when he took a life of a hog, he was apparently enjoying that life. He had like 5-6 wives and very beautiful wives as he thought. And Lord Brahma came and said that, your time is over. You are supposed to rule the heavenly kingdom. And he's like, nah, look at my wives, how beautiful they are. And I want to be here. And then Lord Brahma had to kill the lady hogs. And then he was shocked. As a Indra in the hog body was shocked that, oh, what happened in my life? And that was the breaking of that illusion. And then he went back to the Indra. So sometimes we think we are so cool, we are organizing our material life so properly and all that. But sometimes there is a shock or there is something less. And that is actually the wake-up call. That's the alarm. And we can only ignore the alarm at our own peril. Amongst the pictures of pigs, because it is Indra, I chose the pigs which are decorated nicely, tattooed and all that. And here's the best part. Prabhupada says, illusory energy dictates in the ears of conditioned souls that they should become one with the Lord. This is the last snare of illusory energy. So, Mayavad is the last filter for the materialist people. They may try to get rid of their material desires, and then at the end, Maya comes and catches them and says that, and I can tell you how many of my relatives who were born to farmer families, nice, clean-hearted boys, they grow up in the villages, clean sunshine, clean food, vegetarian, whole village is doing Hare, Ram Krishna Hari from Tukaram. Everything is perfect. As they grow up, thanks to good karma, as they grow up, they became government officers. As they became government officers, one of my relatives, when he took a job, he was a police officer, then he became a sales tax officer, and he said, no, you know what, my salary has moved from 3,000 rupees to 8,000 rupees. What will I do with 8,000 rupees? I will never need to do any corruption. 8,000 rupees, government is giving the house, there is a retirement plan. Why do I need to touch money? You know what? That guy is the most proficient corrupt person I know today. Right? And that is what Maya does. Now, all these officers are now retired. They are from previous generations. Now, you know what is the next thing? Now they are catching with spirituality. What is the most favorite spirituality they are getting into? They are getting into, all of them are getting into Mayavad. I am God. That is a favorite philosophy everybody has latched into. Why? Because the illusory energy gives you that as the last snare. It says, now what? You have earned money, you are famous, now you have achieved. Now what? Now you just become God. And they are working hard on that now. But Prabhupada says that why this world is created, Mahapurusha, the Virat Purusha is coming and is creating the universes, and they are there for a few billion years and then they are going out of existence. Why this whole thing is happening? It is happening as an opportunity for the soul to revive its constitutional position. Means this is like a hospital. Why do you go to hospital? To recover, right? So because of our sick state of mind that we wanted to enjoy away from the Lord, there are hospitals available. And those hospitals are what? The universes. But within universes, there are ICUs. And those are the Hare Krishna temples.
Wow.
Wow.
Right?
Spiritual aspect.
What do you do in ICU? You come and repeat quickly, you get full care. As a soul, whatever conditioning you have,
Yeah.
there is a fast track program to get out of this place. Because once you are cleared up in ICU, you don't need to stay in the hospital for no reason because you are done and you get the best care available. So, like in hospital, you have OPD, you have vaccination, immunization, so many things. But the best care available is in the ICU because the best of the surgeon is fully available to you, and money is no bar because the law says everybody has to get full treatment, right? So nobody will block you in a Hare Krishna temple from going back to Godhead. It is full and free. As simple as if somebody just willing to do little bit of service and not do offenses, a Hare Krishna temple will fully take care of a person. Simple as that. Right? For this attainment of liberation from material clutches, the Lord creates this material world. The Lord, while lying on the bed of his mystic slumber, generated the seminal symbol, golden in hue, through external energy out of his desire to manifest varieties of living entities from himself alone. At the end of each millennium, the creative forces, namely the material nature and the living entities who struggle in the material nature, all merge together into the transcendental body of the Lord. And again, when the Lord desires to manifest them, all of them are again displayed by Lord. So effectively, the universes are collapsed and manifest and unmanifest periodically. Creation takes place by the glance. Just glance. What else we can do with the glance?
We can just show anger.
It doesn't work. It boomerangs most of the time.
Yeah.
And even the sons of Sagara went looking for a rishi. Do you know the name of the rishi? Gautama or... So they looked at him. The one way people describe that Srimad Bhagavatam story is that Rishi got angry and he burned them.
Kapila Muni.
Kapila Muni. But Kapila Muni was an incarnation of the Lord, and Lord can never get angry, right? So it was the anger of those Sagara sons reflected back from the Lord because he's transcendental, and that is how they burn themselves. So you can only look at angrily, but that will only burn yourself. That's the point. I mean, but when Lord glances, the universes are created. Just hear from me how the potency of this Lordship divides one into three, called the controlling deities, the controlled entities, and material bodies in the manner mentioned above. Now, Prabhupada in the purport gives a very nice example. In a food department, food processing department, somebody is preparing the food and somebody is overseeing that process, right? Now, both are made of the same material as a human body, right? But one is controlled and one is controlling. Likewise, in the material world, the controlled entities and controlling entities are the similar constitution. It's just that one is controlling and another is controlled. From the sky, situated within the transcendental body of the manifesting Mahavishnu, sense energy, mental force, and bodily strength all are generated, as well as the sum total of the fountainhead of the total living force. As the followers of the king followed their lord, similarly, when the total energy is in motion, all other living entities move, and when the total energy stops enduring, all other living entities stop sensual activities. So, I'm going slightly fast, so you can always stop me and ask questions.
No, we're not
Here in the purport, Prabhupada talks about is
We'll ask questions later.
Prabhupada talks about how a simple electrical energy cannot work. I mean, a lamp cannot work without electricity. The electricity cannot work without the connection. The connection cannot work without the powerhouse. The powerhouse cannot work without the waterfall, and the waterfall cannot work without the water, and the water cannot evaporate without the sun, and the sun cannot exist without God. How God is cause of all causes. Prabhupada in the purport very nicely gives the energy cycle. The bottom line is Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of all causes. The living force being agitated by the Virat Purusha generated hunger and thirst, and when he desired to drink and eat, the mouth opened. Here Prabhupada talks about these desires. Desires are within us because they are in God. So they are not independent, and the Creator is not impersonal. The desires for all kinds of the sense perception and sense organ exist in the Supreme, and thus they take place in the individual persons. And Prabhupada here talks about this, how the universe is created and how the manifestation happens, how Lord desires and the desires are manifested is similar to how a baby is born in the mother's womb. How the senses develop for the baby, how the baby starts hearing, how the baby starts seeing, how the baby starts smelling, how the baby starts tasting. It is all connected with the desire of the soul to have those senses. Likewise, Lord has desire. Based on the desire, the senses appear. Now, here when we say senses, the sense objects, the controlling deity of those senses, all of those are generated. From the mouth, the palate becomes manifested, and upon the tongue was also generated. After this, all the different tastes came into the existence so that the tongue can release them. So, same point which I covered, that there are controlled and controller, and the deities are also material in nature. I mean, they are also Jivatmas, like Varuna and Indra, Brahma, even Sun God for that matter. When the Supreme desired to speak, speeches were vibrated from the mouth, and in the controlling deity, fire was generated from the mouth. But when he was lying in the water, all these functions remained suspended. Here in the purport, Prabhupada talks about this. All these senses are license given to us. We didn't go to Costco to buy those senses. The ability to taste, the ability to smell, ability to see. We didn't buy these. They were given to us. It's a licensed facility given to us. If we use it properly, the license will continue. And if we misuse the senses, then the license will be taken away. So a little joke on how the state government gives you the roads and gives you the license to drive. And the thing is, many a times, most of the times, people will say the tickets that they got are not done fairly. It's an unfair thing that the police officer gave them the ticket, right? Likewise, people are also complaining about God. God is unfair, God is not doing this, God is not doing that, or why it is like this, why it is like that, why God created this, why God created us. If I am unhappy, God should have not only created us. And the senses, when used irresponsibly, what happens? It leads to a life that is degraded life. For example, if people are eating like dogs and hogs, they will become dogs and hogs. And that's what Prabhupada talks about. But Prabhupada takes the next level and he says, that is also the mercy of the Lord. Such a life is also the grace of God. Why? Because they have desire to eat that kind of a food. So God gives that body where they can eat it continuously.
Got this one?
Oh, amazing picture.
Amazing. You got this one? Where you made it?
Internet.
Wow.
But it fits well here.
Yeah, it's made for purpose.
It's made for this.
Somebody made it for my purpose.
This is amazing.
Therefore, when the Supreme Purusha desired to smell orders, the nostrils, the respiration were generated, and the nasal instrument and the orders came into the existence. And the controlling deity of air carrying smell also became manifested. So everything is by design. The whole point behind this detailed description is, hey, there is a maker behind all these things. It's not in isolation. It's not happen automatically. The living entity can see only when the Lord sees. The living entity can smell when the Lord smells. So actually, we're experiencing this world through Paramatma agency. First Paramatma sees something, then we see something. Yesterday, right on my table, office table, I am looking for a sellotape. It is in front of my eyes. For 5 minutes I looked, I couldn't see. I almost was about to call out to my next cubicle person and say that, can I borrow your tape? And then I looked around left and right. Then I said, it's here. I was in my mental picture. I was expecting that tape thing to be white and it was black.
What happens to me?
So how I was seeing it was, no, it's not there because it's what I want to see is not there. So we see what we want to see. It's amazing enough. It's amazing enough. All mother-in-laws are bad. All daughter-in-laws are bad. But all mothers are good. All daughters are good. How does that happen? You get to see what you want to see. Come out of a family ceremony and different people will have different perspective of what happened and they all experience the same thing now. But they will have completely different interpretation of what happened over there. Not only that, they will give the purport. What actually it meant when that person said something.
Yeah.
And that will be again different. We see what we want to see. But the reality is, what we really see is only through the agency of Paramatma. Less intelligent persons claiming to be on an equal level of God must first prove themselves to be absolute and independent, and then they must sustain their claim to be. So again, Prabhupada takes a shot at Mayavadis here that this you can't create senses. The senses you are using are given by God. And the Govind Prabhu from Chowpatty, he talks about it. What a behavior. You use the intelligence given by God to say God does not exist or I am God.
Yeah.
And to prove it.
Punar Mushtika.
Yeah. Thus, when everything existed in the darkness and Lord desired to see himself and all that was created, then the eyes, the illuminating God's Son, the power of vision and the object of sight all became manifest. So even the power of seeing is consciously created. It just doesn't exist by chance. So the night is the real feature of this universe. If you switch off the sun, what's left? It's all dense darkness. And Sun God is providing that. And here is the interesting part that Prabhupada talks about is, there is light and then there is ability to see. And those are two independent things. How they could have happened without somebody designing them. Right? You have this retina, cornea and all that, and then you have this ability to make sense out of it, transmit it, understand it, store it, retrieve it, right? And there are photons. If there were no photons, there was no sunlight, this arrangement would be useless.
Yeah.
Right. If there was no arrangement to see, then the photons would be useless, sunlight will be useless. So these two independent things are so interconnected, how they could have evolved.
Yeah.
How is it possible that they are evolved?
Amazing.
By development of the desire of the great sages to know, the ears, the power of hearing and the controlling deity of hearing and the object of hearing became manifested. The great sages desired to hear about the self. Self is Atma Tattva basically. The gist of it is the power of hearing is created to hear about God. And if you look at 7 billion people on the earth and just take a statistical review of how many people use how much of their hearing power to hear about God. And there is a wholesale misuse. Right? The rock and pop music and so many musics. Unfortunately, the power of hearing is misused in hearing the vibrations of mundane affairs. And if you look at the size of the speakers they use in these orchestras and symphonies and all that, it's mind-boggling. The great sages were interested in hearing about the Lord through Vedic knowledge and nothing more. And this is more important, nothing more. Because for me, I will hear about classes also, but you know what? While driving back from office, I will also check on NPR radio and see what is going on, what is happening in Russia, what is happening in Ukraine, what is happening this, what is happening that. Or in lunchtime, I'll go to news.google.com and look at what are the highlights of the news, where the world is going. Has North Korea started their nuclear target towards us or not? At least, I want to know at a summary level, okay, things are still under control or not. So, even though we may start hearing Vedic knowledge, at least in my case, I'm not 100% using my power of hearing for only Vedic knowledge. I'm still hearing other things. When there was a desire to perceive the physical characteristics of matter, such as softness, hardness, warmth, cold, lightness, and heaviness, the background of sensation, the skin pores, the hairs on the body, and their controlling deities were generated. Within, outside the skin, is the covering of air through which the sense perception becomes prominent. So, different types of senses here we are talking about, right? And the sense of skin, the touch, is dependent on the air that moves through that. You can try that, If somebody is sitting, go from back and just little bit of air and they will immediately look. So there is a sensation. And there is a controlling deity for that also. It's also compared, the trees on the earth are compared to the hairs on our skin. And they are also connected in the sense that to nourish our body and the skin, good vegetation is important. Therefore, when the Supreme Person desired to perform variety of work, the two hands and their controlling strength and Indra, the demigod in heaven, became manifested. As also the acts dependent on both the hands and the demigod. So, hands are created, then there is a in purport, Prabhupada talks about this, the sense organs of the living entity are never independent. As long as the living entity continues to be puffed up by his tiny existence, he is to be understood under the stringent control of external energy of the Lord. And there is no question of liberation. Then what happens? You may claim you are God, but then you are running on a wheelchair. And then you are telling people this is wheelchair Leela. Right? Look at the picture. God, Guru, guidance. And then I saw a detailed documentary on which exposes this, all of this. So, I think the biggest confusion in India happens because of the fact that people can go do little tapasya, get some yogic capabilities, and that's the start of it.
Yeah.
That's your venture capitalist
Yeah.
funding. How a new company is funded is with some seed capital. Likewise, you go for 5 years and learn some siddhis, and once you know some siddhis and impress some people, rest of it is just propagating.
Yeah.
And as they use the siddhis, they evaporate, right?
Yeah.
But there is now no time to go back for 10 years.
Yeah.
So then you just keep going around giving blessings.
Yeah.
Thereupon, because of his desiring to control the movement, the legs are manifested, and from the legs, our controlling deity named Vishnu was generated. By his personal supervision of this act, all varieties of human beings are busily engaged in the dutiful occupation of sacrifice. Now, here in purport, Prabhupada talks about this, everybody is moving somewhere. Everybody is moving, and this whole movement is targeted towards sense gratification, making material life comfortable. But the purpose, real purpose of legs is to do the sacrifice. You go from one place to another. Why? For the purpose of sacrifice. It should be all connected to what? Just the devotional service. The Lord said to Arjuna, just hear from me how one can attain the highest perfection in life simply by discharging his specific occupational duty. Man can attain the highest perfection of life by worshipping the Supreme Lord and by performing sacrifice for the sake of Supreme Lord Vishnu, who is all-pervading and by whose control every living being acquires his desired facilities according to his personal propensity. So, desire and deserve, and Lord awards. For performing such occupational duties of life, the leg is the most important instrument of the body because without the help of the legs, one cannot move. And therefore, the Lord has special control over the legs of all human beings which are meant for performing yajnas. So, when we start walking towards something other than devotional service, we have to be just aware that this is given specially for that. Hearing is given specially for hearing. It makes me at least a little conscious.
Yeah, that's important.
And then, thereupon, for sexual pleasure, begetting offspring and tasting heavenly nectar, Lord developed the genitals. And thus, there is the genital organ and its controlling deity, Prajapati. The object of sexual pleasure and controlling deity are under the control of genitals of the Lord. So, Prajapati is Daksha, right? They populated the whole world, so he's the governing deity of that. And Prabhupada in the purport talks about it, as long as it is about creating kids which are Krishna conscious, it's completely bona fide. So the whole idea is that as long as it is service to the Lord, it is bona fide. And one can beget hundreds of children, no problem, as long as it is for. But otherwise it takes you to the hog life. And the reason for that is, Prabhupada says, in dog's life there is no God consciousness. Dogs are also doing the same thing, but dogs are not God conscious. So that's the difference. Thereafter, when he desired to evacuate the refuse of eatables, the evacuating whole anus and the sensory organ thereof developed, along with the controlling deity Mitra. The sensory, so Mitra Deva. In device class, I heard that you can't even go to party without Mitra Deva's control. You can take as many medicines to clear up the tummy, but that will not help if Mitra Deva is angry with you. And now I'm seeing in Srimad Bhagavatam that okay, Mitra Deva is controlling that. So sensory organ and the evacuating substance are both under the shelter of the controlling deity. Even in in one person I know from one of the workplace, he got some type of cancer for the colon cancer or something. I don't know. Every time the system backs up, he has to go to hospital and clear it. Mitradev is really angry. So, I don't know how many ways people suffer.
Yeah.
And how many ways one could end up suffering. So it is a scary place to be. And Radhanath Maharaj says that even devotees, when they are enjoying in the mouth of Aghasura. They don't understand that. Because we are materially little okay placed, if we try to enjoy, not do pure devotional service, it is like Gopas enjoying in the mouth of Aghasura. They were enjoying, but a big danger was ahead of them, and Krishna protected them. But this material world is like the mouth of Aghasura. So enjoy what you can. But it is a danger at every step. Thereafter, when he desired to move from one body to another, the navel and the air of departure and death were combinedly created. The navel is the shelter of both, namely the death and separating. So, yes, I'll move on this. Child is separated from the body of mother, and it is separated by the cutting the navel joint. Now, in India, they don't even allow you to come to hospital for a father. Right? But here, you can go to the hospital and experience the delivery and all that. So, in case of Pranjal, who was born here, I had the opportunity to cut the umbilical cord. It was my first experience. First-hand experience of navel.
Yeah, not for me. I don't know who cut it for me. Daddy, who cut it for me?
Doctors. When there was a desire to have food and drink, the abdomen and the intestines and also the arteries became manifested. The rivers and seas are the source of their sustenance and metabolism. The rivers and seas, being the controlling deities of the two, keep the intestines and arteries in healthy order. The point behind this is controlled and controller both can be material.
Yeah.
When there was a desire to think about the activities of his own energy, then the heart, the mind, the moon, the determination and all desire became manifest. The activities of the mind cannot begin without the manifestation of the heart, and the heart becomes manifested when the Lord wants to see the activities of the material creation. The 7 elements of the body, namely the thin layer of the skin itself, the flesh, blood, fat, marrow, bone, all are made of earth, water, fire, whereas the life breath is produced by the sky, water, air. Something significant to note in this. There are gross elements and there are subtle elements, right? Both are material in nature. Water is common amongst both. So, water is the most significant one. That's why it is the top element, because it is common amongst both. Water is a common element in both gross and subtle forms of the material creation. the breathing air of life is produced of sky, air, and water, and therefore open air, a regular bath, and ample space in which to live are favorable for healthy vitality.
Yeah, this is very important. I have known this.
Right? This is so significant to know that, and since then, I was preparing this deck, and Aryan has now focused on outdoor playing more. Okay, open air is good for me.
This, this one, right? Open air, bath, that's where Bhagavatam serves.
Why 3 baths? And
Because it even refreshes the
Yeah,
subtle
because
Yeah.
that refreshes the subtle body, not just the gross body.
Water technique.
Yeah.
body. Yeah,
Taking baths and open air.
it cleanses the subtle body.
The subtle body.
Prabhupada
That's
has
why
written
you
some
feel
it
purpose.
refreshes.
Yes.
So, Bhakti
It's
Rasamrit
not
Maharaj says getting shower is the fastest way to get into the mode of goodness.
Nice.
Because it happens every time, right? Every time you take shower, you're like fresh, cool, easy.
Yeah,
No matter how much agitated you are.
that's wonderful.
And you go for Ananda Mela kind of a day and you're extremely tired. I have never understood this magic. You take a hot water shower and you're refreshed.
Yes.
What happened? You
Yeah,
were
it's not that You
tired.
just remove the dirt. No.
Yeah, it's way more than dirt.
It's true. That's
Anyway, so that's the end of my class today, 2:10:31.
Amazing.
do you have key points thing or what is
For these, yeah, they're done. I covered the key points.
Oh. Alright, okay.
No, key
Wonderful.
points in the sense for the entire.
Oh, the whole thing, whole overarching.
No, I thought that
For this particular verse. The key point for the whole thing is this is this material existence that Lord creates by His own desire, and that He creates it as a service for living entities to repair themselves. So it's a hospital that He has created. Hare Krishna temples are the ICUs. Please use them as ICUs and not a movie theater, right? And try to get out of here. That's the whole point of these verses. And there is a lawmaker behind the laws and the existence, and it is not accidentally created. And the people with the poor fund of knowledge will continue to misunderstand him. Even they see Krishna's work or they see Krishna, they will continue to misunderstand. But through pure devotees, they can transform. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
questions? No questions.
Go ahead.
I don't have any questions.
You had
I
something to say?
had a question, but I forgot.
Yeah, during the session, so many times I at least I thought about. First of all, this is an excellent class.
Thank you. Only because you arrived.
This
today.
was no seriously. This was really nice, very nice.
Your
The
presence
way you put
matters,
it,
so next
the
time
way
you
you-
should be there.
Huh?
Oh, I understood
Actually, the
class.
pictures,
The pictures were very nice. The way you explained it in a,
Graphics help.
graphics
Yeah.
help.
you made it simple.
And
to
also
understand.
how you were, some have been following the format. You have key points, you have pasted Prabhupada's purports also, but you're not reading all of them. You're giving you know what is there and what you've pasted, and you're giving us the essence. So
Yeah,
that's what I
and-
like.
Within that few
And
are
you
in
are
bold, so only that is.
And you are
That's why
relating it to.
No, but again, you're not
Uh,
just reading it. You're not reading your slides. You're
You are
explaining that. I mean, it takes a lot. I mean, you have 20 verses. And
Oh,
to
yeah.
be able to know in each verse, in each purport, what is the essence and to give it is a big thing. To remember that. Thank you, Prabhu. I understood
And then
the
you
class.
related it to the practical way. You have to teach the new people. Next
Yeah.
time, don't take a break.
I was
from
saying the same
device.
thing, and that's another point
You
that
are
came to
the
me.
person
Prabhu, you are
to
amazing.
do it. I'm telling you, not everybody. See, everybody Krishna endows. Everything is Krishna's, but everybody is endowed with something special. That's just my humble personal opinion. You are the right person for new people. So
Maybe I'm
don't take
good
it.
enough
You have
for
been
you.
doing it. You've been doing it, but you take that as a service that you dedicate yourself.
Prabhu, because
I'll start back.
Seriously, you take
No,
it.
because
Don't
this is
don't
complex.
hold yourself back. Gaurang Prabhu one time told me this thing. When we started preaching here, he said, you guys are starting a new thing preaching. He said, now develop your expertise in this. He just told me one sentence. But that's stuck
No,
into
within
my mind. You
preaching
have
we
to
can
develop your
develop.
expertise. So you are some of us, are like some of us are good for existing devotees, some for new people. You're good for existing devotees also because I got very inspired by this thing personally. But the way you're presenting it, new people, you just go for it now. Don't hold you're not holding yourself back, but go completely.
Thank you.
I like
That's
the point.
my.
All mother-in-laws are bad. All
That's
daughters-in-laws
also
are
a
bad.
wonderful way.
All mothers are good and all daughters are good.
Prabhu just came back from
Amazing.
India.
The way, no, no.
The way you said it, very
The way you
nicely.
said
I
it,
stuck
right?
to it.
It makes
How is it?
complete sense.
Yeah, you come with their own.
No,
What
see-
you want to see is what you see.
Like Prabhupada said, rose-colored glasses. You're seeing the word rose, but the way you're putting it is nice. See, this is a good example because you can say the same thing which Prabhupada said, but now you are also relating it more in a way that people can remember it. So you have that skill.
Very good class.
You have that nice skill. So.
Hare Krishna.
Only thing I would say, and then just go right into that also. I think in the presentations, you
Pad
are
ko band kar sakte.
अच्छा, अब
Video.
गलत feedback
because
देंगे।
गलत feedback there.
No, I thought it's already gone over, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm just.
So I'm just.
And the only thing I'm going to say is that the PowerPoints, I would say your text is more you use. Basically, you reproduce the sentences.
Yes,
I would recommend
rephrasing that.
rephrasing
Just
them
give the essence of.
and ideally in PowerPoints, full sentences. My suggestion is full sentences should be minimum. Only
So-
when really needed. Otherwise, it should not be sentence. It should only be a point.
Bullet
It
point.
should not be a full sentence.
Right.
Like
It can be a
bullet
general principle. In PowerPoint, I don't write full sentences. I only write points.
So
That's just
70%
my-
of it I could manage
Yeah.
like this, but then 21 verses, so couldn't get to the end with that level of.
Yeah, that's what I saw. That
Some
you were
places
वो
so
struggle
thin.
होता है पूरे टाइम उसको
See, this is-
देखना. I'm not going to read.
No, I think if he could have. If,
This
if
was the format I wanted to
Yeah.
follow,
you had that.
but
Prabhuji
couldn't get
had
it
that
to
for
all
the first
verses.
10, 15, 10, 12
See,
verses.
This is how I
Yes,
wanted to do it.
this is
Yeah.
this is not a sentence.
Just a
So
point.
even the previous one you showed was a sentence. So I'm
No,
just.
and also he
taking
said
it.
like in one place he said Vishwanath Chakravarti says no. He explained that, but the next slide it says okay, Vishwanath Chakravarti says no. You didn't have like to. I really
Yeah,
have
that's
to-
a
Are you
minor
ready for it? And you know,
Yeah, it was
Vaishnav
very
It's a
said,
nice.
minor
"No, we are
point,
not ready."
but that would have taken it to
No, he
another.
can. Yeah,
So some of the slides are just key points.
most of your slides are key.
But at the end, I was
Yeah.
preparing till line 15. So
होता है.
No, you
because
did
4
excel.
days back I came to know I'm doing this.
No, and another thing is, in this thing we are supposed to film, we are supposed to say that, this is a question I have, I'm not pointing out to you. I mean,
Yeah.
because I have just been assigned 25 verses, I just saw.
Yeah.
The third category. So, there is one thing in which we are evaluated by, are we quoting relevant verses or not? Now, if you have 20 verses to cover and 25 verses to cover, just to finish that is a race. Now, what verse are we going to quote in that?
That's true. Actually,
But
that's a
only
good
not
question.
possible.
But in the purport, if there are some verses, they are relevant verses.
No, it's something you yourself are quoting or not.
Oh, okay.
You're quoting Prabhupada's verses also.
We don't have time to read the
Yeah,
syllabus verses also.
that's
in 20
25
minutes.
itself
That's
is too
true.
much in 40 minutes. It's less than a minute
Even
for.
Radhakrishna Prabhu mentioned that we can club the verses. Some of the
The-
points.
the-
Just
they are
bring up the
continued,
points.
right?
The
Continuous.
other thing
Not
is-
all verses
Yeah.
need to be read.
And sometimes, yeah, you don't even need to.
Translations.
That's what I thought. 21 verses. Sometimes you don't even. Brother Krishna Prabhu, I sort of
Yeah.
remember him saying that you don't have to even say the translation of all the verses.
Yeah. You can
One-
club.
Because you can just say
I
this
was
is the
aware
idea
of that.
behind this whole thing.
Those verses had different elements of
I
senses.
don't know.
No, and then the verses themselves are telling something, so you can just
Yeah.
explain that.
And we just read some of the verses we just read
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
understand.
moved forward. It wasn't like belabor.
No, so like how to rate Prabhu then the verses because it is not possible. There is no time to record.
But is that the only point in that one, or there are other things?
No, there are many other things also, but then we are supposed to give. So I feel
One
it's not
stop
possible. So I
recording.
let it go.
But